So today I'm going to be looking at my top 5 unforgivable sins of the suspended Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele. Of course, it's no longer news that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has suspended the Central Bank Governor, a move many see as an outright sack, and that the word suspension is just semantics, just so that it conforms to the constitutional provisions of the law guiding the appointment and then dismissal of a central bank governor. So in order to play safe and not be seen to be in contravention of these provisions, and the president just used the word suspension, but we all know that it's an outright sack, because there's no way Emefiele is ever coming back. So welcome to my channel, Shini's Digest. I welcome on board my new subscribers as I continue to appreciate my returning subscribers. This is the channel where we get to speak up and say it as it is. Because this Emefiele guy has been a thorn in the flesh of not just the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, but many Nigerians, as his failed economic policies have further plunged the country into deeper and deeper poverty. A central bank governor that met inflation at 9% in 2014. Now inflation stands at 22%. In spite of the trillions of naira Emefiele said he spent in form of interventions just to, bring down inflation. Yet, this is where we are. How clueless can a central bank governor be? So little wonder why most Nigerians are happy over his sack. Yes, his sack. I do not want to use the word suspension. For me, that's semantics, that's euphemism. And I don't want to euphemize anything here. Now, let's look at Emefiele's top 5 unforgivable sins committed against the Nigerian people. Top on that list is the so-called redesign of the Naira notes. For me, I call that recoloration of a Naira notes, and certainly not any redesign of Naira notes. Because if you look at that Naira note, there's nothing innovative about that. What Emefiele simply did was just to use trillions of naira to buy chemical and then wash off some colors from the old Naira notes. And then it becomes a new Naira note. Of course, what else do you want me to say? I'm sure most of you saw that viral video during the heat period when there was cash and shortage of cash, where Nigerians couldn't have access to their money in the banks, when they were using Naira to buy Naira. I mean, you've heard that if you push a Nigerian to the wall, what that Nigerian does is to push the wall and then continue moving. That is how talented Nigerians are. So some ingenious Nigerians during that period, of course, we all saw the viral video that, that period when Nigerians couldn't, during that very chaotic period that we couldn't gain access to our phones, and then that the so-called new Naira notes that Emefiele spent trillions of naira to print wasn't even available. And then some Nigerians, ingenious Nigerians, decided to tell us that what this guy simply did was just to get some chemicals and then wash off some colors from the old Naira notes, and then then you have your new Naira note.
Okay, so if you have the old currency and you want to change it to the new one, I want to leak the secret for you. Okay, we'll try with only 4,000 naira. Okay, I have 8,000 naira, but let's just try with 4,000 naira. So what you do, first and foremost, put it in the water. Say it is 4,000. When you put it in the water, make sure you wash it. After washing the money, after washing it, you remove it and put it in the pot. Already there is water in the pot as well. Put it in, but make sure you wash it first. After you wash it, you put it in the pot. This is hypo. Make sure you add 1 full cover of hypo. 1, add another one, add another one, and add another one. So that is 4. Then don't forget this ink, pen. Don't get any Bala Blue. This is Bala Blue. This pen is Bala Blue.
From Town Hall.
From Town Hall. Then open the pen. Then you open the pen. Remove the ink. When you remove it, just put the pen. Don't open the head though. Don't remove the cap. Just put it inside like this. Then you cover the pot. We are going to cook this thing for just 10 minutes.
Jesus!
So
This is real!
so you remove it.
Jesus!
You see?
Jesus!
That's exactly what Emefiele did. Use chemicals. Wash up the owner. Please, I know some of you want to come from me, because when this policy, this Naira redesign policy came, I praised the policy, I applauded the move. I said it was a nice move to at least to checkmate certain things, and where they said that about 2.7 trillion it was actually outside the banking sector, and that people were hoarding this money. That's why I felt it was a good move as at that time. And so as at that time, I applauded that policy. But of course, I applauded the policy when it started, but into the implementation of that policy, it became a complete sham. I felt it was politically motivated, because a policy that I felt that wasn't well thought through. Otherwise, they say they mop up the old Naira notes and then be able to have the new Naira note. But up until now, I can't even see the new Naira note as I speak with you. So for me, that is Emefiele's unforgivable sin number 1. So Emefiele unforgivable sin number 2 is his mismanagement of the country's foreign exchange. A situation where Emefiele was spending trillions of naira trying to defend the value of the naira, instead of allowing the market forces to truly determine the value of the currency. But Emefiele would rather be spending trillions of naira buying off other countries' currencies in the name of trying to, defend the value of the naira. And then when this failed, instead of Emefiele thinking outside the box and accepting responsibility, that trying to control the naira was not working, instead he started accusing Aboki FX of economic sabotage. For those that don't know, Aboki FX is an online platform famous for publishing daily foreign exchange rates in the parallel market, and it is also a particular reference point for so many traders and even Nigerians in diaspora who may want to send some money to their kith and kin here in Nigeria. They will always say, for example, permit me, I'm by no means trying to, be biased against any particular ethnic group. I just want to use this as an example. They will always say, Emeka, maybe the brother say maybe in the US, say, Emeka, I just sent you $5,000. I have checked Aboki FX. Aboki FX just has published its rate for today. Is the exchange rate to the dollar is Naira is exchanging for 750 Naira today. So Emeka, just get my money and get. So they already know this thing. So for Emefiele to start accusing Aboki FX just of being responsible for the low value of the naira, just because they publish speculative rates in the parallel market, that they are the ones responsible for the low value of the naira. In fact, this is so ludicrous. I see this as one of the most ridiculous acts from any central bank governor. How can you accuse an online platform that publishes the daily foreign exchange rate as being responsible for the low value of your currency? It's so ridiculous. And that's Emefiele sin number 2. Unforgivable sin number 2. So let's go to Emefiele's unforgivable sin number 3. And that is banning of crypto trading in the world of change, where tech has revolutionized the way we think and do business. But Emefiele would rather ban crypto trading in a country that is grappling with poverty, where we're being referred to the World Headquarters of Poverty, and then instructing the banks, mandating the banks to freeze people's domiciliary accounts that have any trace of crypto trading, which would have been a leeway for at least the youth to eke out a livelihood. But the Emefiele would rather instruct the banks to freeze people's domiciliary accounts. But he wouldn't see anything wrong in floating this multiple exchange rate where those with access to corridors of power, and can access this Forex at the CBN rates or more subsidized rates and smile to the bank at the expense of the Nigerian masses, thereby encouraging currency arbitrage and round tripping.
Oh, central bank governor is the chairman of the board.
He's the one who decides what the board will do. So in the history of Nigeria, there is no powerful person that has a power
like him
to spend money as he wants like him. If you want chairman, in less than 1 hour you can be a billionaire today.
If you want to make
he want to make you a billionaire in less than 1 hour, he will now call you and say, chairman, I give you allocation of $10 million in official rate, 400 plus.
And I will sell it 600.
No, you don't need. They will just tell the one bank. The bank will call you, chairman, we have 10 million, we will buy it as 670. So each dollar you have at least 280 naira or 270 naira.
Times 10 million.
So times 10 million. So what you will do now, what do you want? Do you want us to open the account with us to put you the money, or you need to put in your account? The difference. In less than 1 hour, you are in your bedroom. You don't even come son to touch you. You will receive alert. Did him.
But he will not allow people, especially the youths, to do, crypto trading, coming with all kinds of excuses that the money cannot be controlled, cannot be traced, will be used for funding terrorism, is against the CBN law, and all kinds of excuses. For me, that is an unforgivable sin number 3. Coming to Emefiele's sin number 4 is inordinate ambition to want to be the president of Nigeria, to want to succeed President Muhammadu Buhari, even as a sitting central bank governor, without even recourse to resigning, without even resigning his appointment from that office. Emefiele wanted to be the president of Nigeria, a sitting central bank governor. And then for him to have even approached it, the audacity of it all is him approaching the courts, approaching the courts to determine his eligibility to run for that office as a sitting governor of the central bank. In fact, that was the height of it all. This is an unforgivable sin of Emefiele, sin number 4. Emefiele unforgivable sin number 5. For me, Emefiele unforgivable sin number 5 was when he was scheming to avoid being arrested by the DSS after being accused of sponsoring terrorism. We all know when Emefiele was declared wanted. I think that was when he went on leave. Well, I think he was in UK or so, when he refused to come and submit. He refused to come back to submit himself for interrogation before the DSS. And the question is, why the dodgy scheming to avoid the DSS? If DSS said they had established a link between him and the funding of that dreaded IPOB, dreaded proscribed IPOB, a nefarious group that has been terrorizing the Southeast, killing their own people, unknown gunmen. So if they level that kind of allegation against you, don't you think that it behoves on you to put yourself forward? I mean, we saw what happened to Seun Kuti. Even when he was declared wanted, he went straight to the police and submitted himself and said, "This is me, I'm not running. So why didn't you do that for me?" That is the Emefiele sin number 5. So this is my top 5 unforgivable sin of Emefiele. What is your own top 5? This is where I draw the curtain for today. Thank you for always finding the time to watch my video. If you like the content of this video, please support us and give it a thumbs up. Strike on that notification bell so that you get to be notified whenever I have a content like this. Leave your comments down below and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Stay awesome. See you pretty soon. Peace as always.